Good morning. It's another positive start for the equity markets here in India. So that's 3 days in a row. Let's see, however, whether this strength that we're seeing at the early hours of a trade on Wednesday, that is today, if it continues through the rest of the session. As of now, though, the benchmark indices, the Nifty gaining about 100 points or thereabouts. So gains clearly above 0.5% for both the benchmark indices. Let's take a look at what is contributing to those gains then on an individual basis. If you look at the stocks, you have quite a few of the auto names that are doing quite well. So the likes of Bajaj Auto, Eicher Motors, Hero MotoCorp, all doing reasonably well in trade. You have Bajaj Finance that is right on top of the pack, and it's gaining about 3.5% or thereabouts after the earnings that it posted yesterday. IndusInd Bank also doing reasonably well. Bajaj Finserv is gaining about 2%. Now, you'll have, in fact, quite a few other names also, but to point out, in fact, Reliance Industries is only gaining about 0.2%. So it's not contributing as much as it did in the last couple of sessions. On the losing end, you see quite a few of the metals counters that have been quite active in trade over the last couple of days that are losing ground. JSW down about 2 percentage points. It announced that it had cut supplies in order to bolster the production of oxygen, liquid oxygen, to support the fight against Covid-19. Tata Steel also down about 1.4%, Hindalco 1.9%. So those are the three big losers. Axis Bank down about 1%, surprising really, because it posted quite a decent set of earnings and in fact reported an improvement in asset quality as well. Now, if you zoom out and look at the broader markets as well, and you look at the market breadth, it is actually quite supportive. 1,350 gainers, about 400 declines. Again, let's see if this actually pans out through the rest of this session. But as of now, you have the broader market indices that are outperforming the benchmarks, both the mid cap and the small cap index gaining about 0.7 and 0.9% or 0.8 and 0.9% respectively. If you look at the sectors, you have the Nifty Bank that is gaining about 0.7%. Quite a few of the financial names are doing reasonably well, but really the pick of the pack today is the auto sector, and that index is gaining over 2% as we speak. The FMCG index also gaining about 0.8%. IT is not doing very well. It's gaining about 0.2%. Media is up about 1%. The laggards today are definitely the metals pack, which is down about 1%, and the pharma index, which is flat at this juncture. Now, we were hoping yesterday that the decline in the number of cases to 3.2 lakh from 3.5 lakh, I'm talking about COVID-19 cases, would be a positive sign, but unfortunately that proved to be just a bit of a lull. And in fact, today you've seen cases being reported at 3.6 lakh. And so that's a case for worry for quite a few companies. As of now, there's no impact on the sentiment because you've had Q4 numbers, and remember the second wave of the pandemic started from the middle of February, so really the impact is going to be seen in the first quarter of this financial year. So more important to watch will be the outlook that is provided by several companies. Automotive companies have already gone on record to say that they're easing production to a certain extent on account of the demand scenario. We'll have to see how far this extends. And so to that end, you might actually see range-bound movement for the benchmark indices for the near term at least, till we see some clarity on where the cases are going.